You are listening to DQ, Reprogram Your Cells, Reprogram Your Life. And this is your host, Jennifer. And today I'm here with Kathy.
Hi, Errol.
And we are on the Evolution Channel. And the Evolution Channel is the pathway to infinite possibilities. If you are ready to activate your evolution, go to activateevolution.com to start your journey to infinite possibilities. DQ. DQ stands for Dermal Expression Cellular Upgrade. And it's a process that reprograms a cellular memory. DQ replaces limiting beliefs, emotions, fears, and outdated programming. And this creates a more youthful, glowing skin. DQ moves you into the expanded version of who you truly are. DQ brings the gift of discovering and remembering your connection to your divine within and creating a more fulfilling, expansive life. Today, Kathy and I are going to talk about what does trust in the divine mean. This can mean different things for different people. But Kathy and I have been talking about what it means for us, and we just wanted to talk about that with everyone today. So Kathy, what does that mean for you? Trust in the divine.
Trusting in the divine to me is that place where I surrender to what the divine is telling me. It's like I don't have to interrupt and bring my 3D mind in. I connect and get quiet with the divine, and I listen, and then it allows me to move into a space of reflecting and embodying that.
Do you ever call it divine timing?
Yes, that's exactly what it is.
I like to think of the trust in the divine as the listen, saying yes, and then doing. And I love to use the DQ process for that, to really get to that place of co-creation with the divine.
I agree.
Yeah. So we're going to dive into this a little bit more. We'll go ahead and take our break, and then we'll talk about it when we come back from our break. So we'll be right back. And we are back, and this is your host, Jennifer, and I'm here with Kathy. And let's go, we're going to talk a little bit more about trusting in the divine. So recently I had an experience with a DQ session for myself, which really allowed me to experience this deeper level of trusting with the divine. And it was really fun. I actually did a DQ session on myself in a parking lot as I was going into a hardware store, and was working to reprogram my cells to how I feel love and how I experience love in life. And the gentleman that was helping me in there make keys was so sweet, and I could just feel how much he loved his job and how much he loved being there to help people. And I knew it was a divine experience. I knew that he was, expressing his divine expression in his work. Even being there making keys, he loved life, and he enjoyed interacting with me. And my heart just lit up communicating with him and sharing that experience with him. And it was so fast. It was just, it was completely unexpected from those few moments before, when I had the awareness for myself, did the DQ session in the parking lot, and went into the store and had this heartfelt conversation with this man. But that was the thing about it. I trusted when I did my session with the divine that my life would shift and change. And I had no timeline. I had no expectation of when and how it was going to show up for me or how it was going to change. I just knew it was going to be different. And it was such a gift to see it so fast. But sometimes we, in that co-creative state with the divine, in that abstract, we hang out there for a while. But it was just a great gift. So have you had some experiences?
In the moment, I'm getting ready to retire in 2 weeks. And so I'm training my replacement. And he's been with me about 3 weeks. And we've been butting heads and going back and forth with him getting frustrated with me and him and I'm getting frustrated with him. So we were not matched.
Mm-hmm.
Last weekend, I went in and did a session on myself. And I was able to go in on Monday morning and we totally connected. And so we had a few bumps in the road where he has a way of learning with really having something drastic happen. And so we had a couple of things happen, but everything stayed calm because we worked out those problems. We even brought in the software engineer because they couldn't figure out what he did, but it got resolved. He learned. And so we had more progress in the last week than we had in the 3 weeks prior because it was divinely guided. And I was holding that space with the divine. So it was absolutely a perfect demonstration for me.
Well, when I hear you speaking about that, to me, that is a great example of trusting in the divine and trusting that how he experiences learning and his process, how it's different from yours, but you can be okay. You can trust that the divine will show up in any situation that you're given, that any situation that you show up in. And because the divine is in everything, is part of the divine design, you didn't have to make something happen because the divine is going to present itself in everything and it will all unfold perfectly.
Well, I was in resistance because I thought I couldn't leave my job until I knew it was taken care of. And boy, in spades, it was shown to me, and I could see the stress level in him totally lift. He got to explain to me how it was that he was going to make the changes, but it was like the next for the job. He is creating a bandwidth where he's going to be able to do more of the buying things. I was always so busy, barely getting my work done in the 40 hours. And now he's creating the space where it's upgraded. So it's a beautiful thing.
Thinking of that resistance that you're speaking about, I know I feel resistance within myself sometimes. And that going in a little deeper within myself and connecting with the divine that's within me always, and trusting that I can feel into that space and have the divine show me what I need to know in that moment. And knowing that it's safe, that I am safe, that I'm loved, that I'm okay, and that I can let go of that. And then move into a new frequency that's being created for me.
And Jennifer, I really felt that subtle shift. Mm-hmm. It was just felt like it solid, and it was all in my heart. Mm-hmm. And it was just like I held that heart space, and I knew that I had surrendered into a new frequency pattern.
It's funny that you talk about the heart space, because Kathy, the entire time we've been talking, I've had my hand on my heart. This is all coming from my heart as we communicate today and talk and create this frequency that we're sharing right now,
And part of what I know for sure is that we are definitely the pioneers in the new earth. And I feel it. And I'm like so grateful to be in that place. It's like I can hold that space now for whomever I'm working with, because now I know what it feels like.
Exactly. And moving into something that's unknown for us, right? A new, so like this new job for this gentleman, and you were stepping into experiencing how he learned that was unknown for you because that wasn't how you learned. But anything that is unknown or feels foreign, there's two things that are always known. That's always a given when we step into anything that's unknown: the divine and us as we step into our next. And the more we start trusting that, the more we start just feeling into that divine frequency, and the more we know who we are, which is inner perspective, interpersonal work, the less there is to fear, which really there isn't anything to fear, but it's just the old programming, right? The old feelings that we're letting go of and trusting.
Well, the old paradigm was that we had to study, 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 and then we would know it, and then we could be it. But now it's about stepping into totally trusting, sitting in that unknown space and allowing the divine timing to manifest for us.
I think a lot of in the new paradigm as well is really connecting to how we feel within our own body. It is the embodiment of all of this. We are divine. The divine is within us. And the awareness of how that divine feels within us. And even speaking of it now, you know, it's like it activates and comes alive within my body. And then from that place, I'm more solid, I'm more empowered. And my choices are not about trying to find something outside of me or create a safe place in the future, because it's all within me.
And I'm feeling the cells in my body, they're just vibrating. And I feel, I don't know how to explain it. Maybe it's a calm excitement where I know that I'm there and that I'm going to trust and listen, and that everything is going to be revealed in a synchronistic, perfect manner.
I think one of the biggest messages that I get is as you're talking about that, is there is knowing, but it's not a knowing that we have to learn outside of ourselves. It's with this trust in the divine. We know what we need to know at the right and perfect moment. We don't have to seek outside of ourselves to find information, to feel safe, to create a safe place, to get that moment of clarification or identification that we're okay because we feel it within us. I was wondering, I think we should maybe do like an activation just to really feel this place within us, identifying this divine. So I invite everyone to put their hands on their heart and close your eyes. And if you're driving, you know, keep yourself safe now and maybe come back to this later. But I invite you to take a deep breath in, breathing in this light blue light. And exhaling whatever color you exhale for you. It's right and perfect. And we'll do this again. Breathing in a light blue light. Exhaling whatever color. And there's going to be a light that comes in through the top of your head. It's this beautiful white light. And it's just dropping down through the center of your brain, through the middle of your body, like right in front of your spinal cord. And it's going to start expanding out through your entire body. And what this light is really doing is highlighting your authentic connection with the divine that already exists within you. It's reminding every cell within your body how and where your authentic connection with the divine already exists within you. And those authentic connections are reminding other cells of where they're connected with the divine, and it's becoming more solid. And it's just radiating out from your body now. Kathy, would you like to bring in an OHMS code to support this?
Yes, I would. We're going to sit in this wonderful space and we're going to call on the Council of Light to come in to support this code, where when this code locks into your body, it's going to be solid and it's going to be just totally, you're going to have that feeling of just that solid space. So as we're bringing in the code, we're going to bring in 11, 8, 5, 4, and 22.
Mhm.
This code is going to be bathed in the rainbow light. That rainbow light, the frequency of the rainbow light is actually, you're going to see each number and it's going to come close to you and it's going to go back, and it's going to, each number that comes forward is going to be bathed in that light. So we have 5 numbers. And so each one of those numbers, the 11, the 8, the 5, the 4, and the 22, they're going to be solidly bathed in that light. Now we're going to take this code and we're going to hold it in the God particle to where it's solid. It's solidly moved into the God particle. And then we're going to see it move into the DNA. Every cell in your body is expressing, and it's picking up this little bit more of what they call the junk DNA. It's going to activate just a little bit more. And then as we're bringing this in to the heart space, we're going to see it sequence and download. And it's going to connect to the hydrogen atom. And within that hydrogen atom is the H3O2. It's like a nectar. And so it's going to move totally down this code and through this code. And we're going to watch that happen, watch that sequence. Now we're going to hold that code in the heart. And we're going to see it totally take hold and lock in. And we're going to just set with it for a couple minutes, just a short amount of time, in order for that to totally sequence in the body. Just breathe as you're watching, as the divine is showing you how it's moving just totally into all in and out of all the cells. And the little antennas on those cells are picking that up. The intelligence of these cells is going, okay, I am all. I'm all that is. So as it locks in, we're going to say, thank you. I love you. It is done.
Thank you, Kathy. I almost can't talk. That's good. So, oh, wow. So I want to invite everyone to go to activateevolution.com. We have an amazing group. It's called a DQ Live membership. And you can join that for $18 a month. With the membership, there's 2 live sessions every month. And in that session, you have the opportunity to have a DQ session with a certified DQ practitioner, with somebody like myself or Kathy. And then there's also specials for members only. And this is just a great community. We do the sessions, we talk about whatever's up for people. It's just, there's kind of no words because it's its own unique space, but I invite you to come join and check it out and see if it works for you, because it's a great little, I shouldn't say little, but it's for $18. You get quite a bit to try it. You want to say something, Kathy?
Yes, and you get to really experience the new earth frequency and where we're going with that, because it is so exciting that where the planet is evolving to, we're right there with Mother Gaia. And so we are in sync. This community is in sync and is such a, just, it's an expansive place, but it is a place where everybody feels the love and the support, from the me to the we to unity.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you, Kathy. All right. Well, if you are ready to activate your evolution, go to activateevolution.com and start your journey to infinite possibilities. All right. So thank you, Kathy.
Thank you.
All right.